I'm here with Cezar, Victor, Echo 3, Lima, Yankee, Charlie. I was just informed by Adrian that you are the safety officer.
Right. Yeah.
So what does that mean?
We identify all the hazards that we perceived as being, low, medium, or high. And then we try to reduce the risk by exposing less people to them.
Okay.
So whether this is part of Plan A, where, we have to go by helicopter and, there'll be designated guys, for instance, to assist with landing equipment and removing it, placing it in different spots so that this can be, going and going, keep going and going. Or we're talking about Plan B, where, if for some reason the helicopter isn't available, something happens, and we have to go with Plan B, then we'll do pretty much, conceptually the same thing we did in 23, except that now we're going to have a better landing team, and we're going to minimize, we're going to put less people in the Zodiac. We try to make sure that, the way the hazards are going to act upon the vulnerabilities is such that, the risk is going to be mitigated. So we try to identify, allocate also financial resources. So if the hazards are such that the risks are high, then we try to see what can we mobilize in terms of finances to potentially, going from, let's say, operating in antenna farm areas.
Right.
Our hats. We can't just have, we need VHFs. We can't have one guy just wandering there and expecting to see whether there's something, fell or is bent or, they have to go at least in pairs. So there are a number of things that we're looking to address. And then obviously we'll have a manual and we have a set of very simple safety rules that people should memorize, almost like singing them when, you have this movie with, platoons and, they try to remember a number of things. They tend to come up with an easy way, 10 rules that will somehow summarize in a relatively smart way. If they have to do any of those actions, it's not everyone is going to just go and inspect the antennas. There'll be some guys who will look into this, then they put up a team that's going to take the antennas down. There's a plan how to do this stuff. And we want to make it fast? Yeah, we like to make it fast, but we have to make it safety first. There's a procedure, for instance, for something that is very benign, such as, human waste. We can't leave human waste on the island. And that involves a way in which you ensure that, you have sanitary conditions, but at the same time, everything is properly disposed of. And it takes a great deal of consultation with the guys in the team to make sure that everybody understands. And, now what happens if we don't comply? If we don't comply, we'll probably get hurt. We may have some illness, and that will be terrible. So we're going to keep an eye at all times on next guys that they comply with these rules.
With this being an inhabitable island, it's not like you can run to your local drugstore to pick up anything.
No.
So all of this stuff has to be planned.
Right. I'm also the person in charge with Ken, the team leader, in charge of the logistics. So what that means is how we phase every single person that's going to get in, which water the people will get in, who will get in first, who will get in second, who will get in third. And then every single transport of equipment, the number of components that can be transported inside the helicopter or stored within the perimeter of the helicopter, or have to be brought into the slings, because you don't want to have people doing nothing. Our scope is to have contacts, to make people happy, to make the community happy, to act responsibly to all the sponsors, to people who funded us. And in order to do that, you have to have some tables with equipment on them and some chairs that people can stay on, and eventually some food. However, to ensure that, you need an entire infrastructure. When Neil Armstrong put his foot on the moon, he had hundreds and thousands of other guys behind him. I'm sure he thanked some of them, at least some of them. We do have some of those guys behind us. We have guys who designed the antennas. We asked them to shorten the masts. Well, they did that. It takes a lot of work to do that. So they're not going to make the trip. And we're very thankful to them. But some of that support cast, metaphorically Neil had, it's actually part of his team. So,
Okay.
so some of these guys have to support life on Bouvet. And it's going to support that fantastic operators to do the magic. So some of us are maybe not, I don't know, the top of the cream in terms of operating, but we are probably decent operators. And I think that would be good enough. But the cast has to provide the life support for the entire expedition. And that is very, very critical. We had some success with Bouvet 2023, but wasn't quite what the community expected from us.
At least you get another shot to do it.
Yeah, we better do it right this time,
and being this quickly after.
Yeah, we better do it right.
So Cezar, thank you very much,
Thank you
sir.
very much. I appreciate for all your support, and Icom,